I am from Warren, Pennsylvania. I went to Warren Area High School growing up, and then I went to Gannon College afterwards, and then came back to Warren and worked here as a BHT. And then after becoming a behavioral health tech here, I left for a little bit and became a drug and alcohol counselor, and then was recruited back to do medical social work. And now I'm primarily assigned to inpatient psych social work. Things that I do outside of work include a lot of traveling. My family and I love to be outside. We go to a lot of concerts. That's something else we love to do. In the wintertime, when there's snow, we love to go snowboarding and skiing. So my trajectory that I had for myself was I wanted to be a clinical psychologist. And that's what I was doing with my undergrad track at Gannon. I was doing research. Then my final semester, I got pregnant with my daughter and then moved back to Warren, which was home. And I had some obvious psych experience, so I applied to become a BHT in the psych unit. And then I loved it. And I loved interacting with the patients and building rapport with them and seeing come at their worst moments and then getting them stabilized to then be released back to the outpatient setting. And then I wanted more because in the inpatient world, you only get a little bit of the experience. So then I went outpatient, but I was just a bachelor's. So that's why I just did drug and alcohol. And then I was like, I need more. And so that's what I decided to get my master's. I didn't want to be a licensed professional counselor because I wanted to have more of a range of what I could do with my career. So that's why I chose to be a social worker. Never intended on being a social worker ever. However, I really love it. So here I get to do a lot of case management discharge planning, a lot of family meetings, getting to meet, again, the same thing, but a little bit different as the BHTs. More of what does discharge planning look like and what does that look like for safety for the patient too. I also do outpatient therapy as well, but my favorite part about Warren in general now is that there's such a culture we create on the psychiatric unit. There's a lot of key players that hung around and stuck it out, and so it's so much more trauma informed, which is huge in the therapy world right now. And I think, the team that we have, we can talk about these things, like changes that we want to have on the unit, and we implement them. And we get feedback from patients, and so much of the feedback we're getting from patients now is that we are so different for positive reasons. And I think that's just something we're so proud of. And then as for positive things with the team, it's every week, like I'm saying, oh my God, I'm so proud of you guys. They're so cohesive, and the leadership that we have on the psych unit. I mean, Stephanie doesn't micromanage. She allows us to make decisions, and then we come together as a team to collaborate, and that's so nice because then everybody feels like they can be heard and understood. And I think that a lot of people are coming back to Warren in general because we do have a community. There is such a family system here. And I remember during COVID when I worked on a medical unit, it was awful. I mean, it felt like a war zone. And I think a lot of the reasons why so much of us didn't burn out was because we came to each other as a team, and we talked to each other, and we debriefed, and we showed up for each other. And I don't think that's something that other places can provide.